TeamLab just opened a new exhibit in Kyoto called BioVortex. And if you've been to Tokyo's Borderless or Planets, maybe you're wondering if it's worth going, or if you're just going to go to one, you're wondering which one you should go to. I have been to all of them, and I can tell you right now that Kyoto was my favorite. Let's talk about all the things that I think that makes it different, what makes it worth going, and things that I wish that I knew before I went. BioVortex is more of a continuous environment than a series of rooms. You can go in circles or linger in an area, but you might also miss a room because of this. Their design flows together, the movements, the sounds, and because of the layout, everyone will experience the spaces differently. Just like the other TeamLab exhibits, I did find it really immersive, but at times it was dark and it can be overwhelming. There's multiple floors and the scale really builds as you go from room to room. I would plan to be there for a few hours so you can just take it slow and go at your own pace and enjoy every room. We ended up being there for just over 3 hours, so I would highly recommend wearing comfortable shoes. You're gonna need sneakers or athletic shoes anyways for the athletic forest, and just because you're going to be walking around a lot and one of the rooms has bubbles, wear something that you're okay getting bubbles on, and that's going to be comfortable. It has been a while since I've been to the Tokyo exhibits, and I don't know if I've just forgotten, but the rooms are dark. It adds to the immersion, but it's something to know if you're sensitive to low light or you're just hoping to get the perfect pictures. That is going to be difficult. It's just really dark. You can see here that we're in the bubble room, and you can see how our phones are struggling to find light to take the videos. In this way, I think it's nice because you get to enjoy the atmosphere without too many people's phones everywhere, but it is something to know. Okay, let's talk about the timing. We were very last minute about this booking. We had both been sick for a few days prior to the visit, and we were just waiting until we felt better before booking the ticket to go. So we actually ended up booking the ticket the day before, and there was very limited times. We were luckily able to get a booking for 5:30 the next day, but I would recommend planning and booking this one in advance. I've read that there can be lines to get into the room, so don't be like us. Book ahead, plan ahead, and get the time that you want. Because we booked so last minute, we were really worried it was going to be so busy because the times that we've been to the Tokyo exhibits, we've gone really early, first time slot of the day. I actually didn't find this to be an issue at all. If anything, I would recommend either going early in the morning or like around 5, 6 o'clock. There was a line when we arrived, but it moved quickly. They direct you straight to the lockers when you arrive to lock up any of your belongings. You get a little wristband that's a key, so lock up anything that you don't plan on bringing in and then just head in. They separate each group heading in. Ours was 6 people, and they had everybody scan their QR codes, wait in one section, and then we all went into a little room where there was a quick intro safety video, and then they let us all into the exhibit at the same time. The first floor when you enter is basically Borderless, the highlights. There's the light room, the infinite crystal world, which did feel a little bit smaller than the one in Tokyo. The large-scale multimedia projection, flowers and people cannot be controlled but live together. That's the one you see right away when you first enter. And the forest of resonating lamps where the lights get brighter when you get close to them. I do feel like that one is a Tokyo but with a twist. Most rooms had either no wait or a wait time of less than 5 minutes, which was awesome because I had heard that people can line up to 2 hours for any room, and that was not the case for us at all. We were able to visit every room, and sometimes I felt like we were even in spaces by ourselves. There are some rooms with time limits, like the one with the giant balloons that are being blown around. That one has a 3-minute maximum, but you could line up again to go back in, and there was no line when we were there, so I don't think it would be an issue to really get to experience all the rooms multiple times if you wanted to while you're there. Definitely plan on going to the athletic forest and wear sneakers because they will check. We both loved it. You can rent them if you don't have any, and I think even sandals with a backing is allowed. Oh, and some floors are mirrored, so don't wear a skirt or a dress when you're there, or just wear shorts. Something to know. The Athletic Forest is a really interactive physical play floor with digital art like the rapidly rotating bouncing spheres, which you can walk on. The art where you draw, scan, and see it moving around you. They had both a land creature and flowers and then the sea creatures section. Cool! Look at him exist! Wow, my flowers, they're so pretty, they're everywhere! And somewhere along the way, there's even a room with an uneven floor where it feels like the lights and sounds move around you, but it makes you feel like you're really unbalanced. And have we talked about the bubble room? I loved the bubble room. The massless amorphous sculpture, which is just the bubbles floating around you. There's essentially just like wind blowing the bubbles, but there was also staff in there pushing the bubbles to make the different shapes. You can go as much into the bubble as you want, but they do sort of tell you what path you should stay on. They will rent you a poncho and shoe covers if you want, but we didn't and it wasn't a problem. And when you exit, they vacuum all the bubbles off of you. Plus there's a sink. So I don't think it's an issue. As long as you're not planning on lying on the floor or anything, you're not gonna get that bubbled. They do make everyone wear a face mask for that room though. And then another floor has the megaliths room, where there's projections of flowers, a kind of a smell of moss, and little rooms all around it. There's one where you'll see crystals. And I loved resonating microcosms. It felt like we were the only ones in the room at some point looking at all the orbs reflecting in the mirror, and you could sort of spin them around. It was a really peaceful experience. And speaking of shoes, there is another room where you'll walk through a shallow puddle, like 5 millimeters of water, where you'll see light reflecting off your footsteps. So wear shoes you're okay getting a little bit wet. And another one makes you put on rain boots before you enter. This is probably the only room that I didn't understand or really enjoy. Okay, and now let's talk about my favorite room. It's called Morphing Continuum, and it's the one where balloons swirl around you in a little cyclone. I could see it being overwhelming because there was a lot of people and the room is dark, but I loved it. It's so playful, the balloons fly all around you, bumping into you, and you're kind of just in this cool balloon cyclone. It was my favorite room. I hope you love it as much as I did. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed getting to experience it with me, or I hope you have the best time if you do go. It can be dark and overwhelming at times, so just plan ahead to spend a couple hours there. We were there for a little over 3 hours and I loved it. So just take your time and get to experience all the rooms. Have the best time.